have an ASA Air-thru stock adapter right on the EMF100, looking nice and pretty, please. Hey there, YouTube. Oh, let me go ahead and make sure that's nice and straight. Boom, boom. Hey there, YouTube. So, as the video title will already describe, we are all about making this EMF100 a little bit more aesthetically pleasing for the Milsim community by moving the ASA to the buttstock. That way you can screw in your tank and use it as a stock similar to what you see on T15 or the M17s of the world. This is all about aesthetics. This is not going to make you a better player or make your marker shoot any better than what it does. I mean, we're all about looks here, right? That's what the community wants. So to get started, there's a few tools that you're going to need. Pretty simple, keep it pretty basic. First and foremost, you're probably going to want a character wrench. There's going to be a lot of wrenching in this video. Next, you're going to be wanting a pointed tweezer set. Now this one's curved, it doesn't have to be, but just something so you can actually get the O-rings in the proper placement. Then, of course, you're going to actually want some O-rings. These are going to be your best friends. I have the standard AS568. You know, it's an assortment. The main ones you're going to want, and a lot of you may not know about O-rings. Maybe a lot of you do. I don't know. But essentially, if you look at the sizing here, you have the inside diameter and you have the cross section. Now, there's different radials and axis cross sections. What you need to know is you want a 13/16 inch inside diameter and a 1/16 inch cross section O-ring. That's going to be very crucial to blocking the airflow. Okay. So we're going to put that down. And next we'll also want to have some WD-40 just to, you know, lube everything up, loosen things up, make it easier to unscrew so you're not struggling all day. Now that you have an idea of what you need, just to have the basics started down, now to actually talk about what you'll need for the adapter. This one should be pretty simple, should come out of the box. This is going to be your stock adapter for the Tippmann 98 Custom that you should already have the EMF100. If not, you can buy them on eBay. I'll definitely have a link in my description. Next, you're going to want a RAP4 90 degree ASA adapter, fully assembled. It's going to come like this. This is going to be the key to actually making the route work from your normal ASA up to the buttstock. So you're going to take this thing apart right here. You'll see that it has an opening that allows the tank to actually screw in. And then I've already loosened this up. Normally you'd have to spray this with WD-40 and then also go to work with the Allen wrench, but I've loosened it up. You're going to take out this fill nipple and then fully assembled. This is going to be a one-way valve, right? But the key is you want to take this apart. So you can knock it around a little bit, even come in with tweezers, push it down, boom. So now you see that the valve is out and now the nipple should be completely see-through, right? There you go. And now airflow can actually come through the nipple and go into the next important piece. So I'll screw this in and I'll tell you why I'm actually keeping the nipple instead of just, you know, directly screwing the ASA in. Well, the next piece you're going to need is the stainless steel paintball hose ASA adapter. Well, it's the hose, right? But it comes with the adapter built in. If you go on eBay or any of the paintball stores, you can buy this piece. You'll see them in a lot of old markers or any markers that were show the hose. I bought this with the adapter. You can see it doesn't have a pin valve in there, so air is just freely flowing through. Might add one in, that way the Pops ASA is actually going to be worthwhile. And then this one actually also came with a quick disconnect, which is also why I left the fill nipple on, because I like the quick disconnect. It allows me to rotate the hose a little bit more. It's just, you know, all about ease of use at that point. Okay. next item that you're going to want to have, which is going to be the next most important piece after the 90-degree adapter, you are going to want this Tacomo 98 Tacomo 98 SOCOM buttstock adapter. This is what's going to help block the airflow that normally would flow straight through this hole right here. Because what the goal is, once you screw this in, based on the O-rings that you've added, right, the airflow will now be blocked from this hole and be redirected through the fill nipple. So the way this is going to work, and this is where it gets really tricky because I don't even know if you can see it, but essentially you're going to, and these O-rings are all over the place. So essentially you're going to be working with these sizings right here, mostly, right? These two, the 3/4 inside diameter O-rings. And you're going to want to essentially put that in here all the way to the bottom. I'm not doing it right now because they're already in there, but you're just going to simply squeeze it in, and then you can pin it all around in there, right? And you're going to need to stack 2 of these on top of each other. Then, just for grip's sake, so that when I actually add on the 98 stock adapter, I've added even more O-rings. Now, the sizing on these don't really matter because this is just about making sure the stock doesn't spin around in a circle a bunch of times. But once again, the more important ones is making sure you stick some on the outside. We're trying to minimize the amount of air that can actually escape out of this. All right. So once you've done that appropriately, and once you've screwed that in tightly, you're going to want to add a 3/4 O-ring, right, all the way down to this area, and make sure this is the final screw. The reason why this is important is because once you screw this on, that O-ring is going to ensure a complete seal. Okay, so you're going to want to do that nice and slowly so that it doesn't break or doesn't become disconfigured. See right there, you can see how it's popping up. That's already bad. Okay, so that's already going to cause an air leak and it's not going to be a complete seal. So let me go ahead and just get this done for us. There's a bit of finesse that comes with this, for sure. So let it go nice and slow. Or not slow, actually. It looks like it works better when you just go really quick with it, right? Look at that. Boom. Okay, so now that's a nice tight seal. No air can escape. The next piece that you're gonna wanna add on, right? Once that's good, this is where your stock adapter comes into place. This is actually gonna be what allows this adapter piece to sit on the in the buttstock of the EMF100. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pop that open. Okay, nice and simple. That should be the most straightforward part about this entire setup. Boom. Okay, now in less than a few minutes, you have your adapter fully built. Okay, it's already to go. If we put the tank on, airflow would now be trapped going this way and be redirected through the nipple. Where does it go from here? Well, now this is where our hose comes into play. This is a 9-inch hose with the ASA adapter. So this is what's actually going to be screwed into the POPSON ASA. Clearly can't speak. And then the quick disconnect adapter would be connected to your nipple. Because we took off the one-way valve, air can now flow through the hose, through the adapter, into your EMF100. Okay, but because once again, there's no valve in my hose, there might be one in the one you buy. So take this next part with a grain of salt. I added a on-off ASA adapter to the entire kit just for a little razzle-dazzle so I can better control airflow, okay? And all this is gonna do is allow me to turn air on and off at will. So screw that in. And now, this is what the entire adapter looks like. Complete assembly, boom. Easy peasy, not too difficult at all. What we want to see now is actually screw this into the EMF100 and make sure that when it airs up, it's nice and tight. All right, let's do this thing. And you can see I'm getting air leak from the nipple. That's just because it's not sealed tightly, but you know, everything works and we should be good to go. So I'm gonna do one shot, boom, and we're active. So I'll seal it out later. All right, there you go. No air leak. Everything's fixed. Boom. We're in the money. And then you can just pop your adapter into the buttstock and boom, enjoy y'all. Now have an ASA Air-thru stock adapter right on the EMF100, looking nice and pretty. Please, if you found any value in this video, hit me up with a like, maybe even hit that subscribe button, but it's really gonna help me out on the good old YouTube.